When we talk about quantum manifestation, most people think it's some mystical idea, but the truth is, at its core, it's about energy, awareness, and the way our inner world interacts with the outer field of reality. Everything in this universe is made up of vibrations, from the tiniest particles to the thoughts that run through your mind every single day. Your thoughts are not just random sparks firing in your brain, they are frequencies, and every frequency you hold begins to interact with the larger quantum field that surrounds us. Imagine your mind as a transmitter, constantly sending out signals, and the universe as a receiver that reflects those signals back to you in the form of circumstances, opportunities, and outcomes. This is the very foundation of quantum manifestation. Science has already shown us that energy cannot be destroyed, it only changes form. When you think and when you feel, you are moving energy. Thoughts are the blueprint, but emotions give them power, and when you combine them with intention, they shape the probabilities of what comes into your life. You might not always see it instantly, but what you consistently project into the quantum field starts reorganizing the way reality responds to you. That's why some people seem to attract love, success, or clarity with ease, while others stay stuck in repetitive cycles. The difference is not luck, it's alignment. Now, when you hear quantum, don't get lost in complexity. Think of it simply. It is the level of reality where infinite possibilities exist, where matter has not yet taken a fixed form. Your role is to tune yourself into the possibility you want so deeply that it begins to solidify into your lived experience. If you wake up every day with thoughts of lack, worry, and fear, you are tuning into that station, and reality responds accordingly. But if you learn to hold your focus on gratitude, vision, and certainty, then you begin to resonate with outcomes that match those frequencies. Just like a radio, you cannot listen to one station while being tuned into another. The human mind is powerful, but the heart amplifies that power. Neuroscience shows us that the electromagnetic field of the heart is many times stronger than the brain's. This means your emotions, the energy you truly feel, send out stronger waves into the field than your thoughts alone. You may say you want abundance, but if inside you constantly feel fear, the universe hears the fear louder than the words. Quantum manifestation requires coherence. The mind decides the intention, and the heart provides the frequency. When both are in sync, reality has no choice but to reflect it back. It's important to understand that quantum manifestation is not passive daydreaming. It is not sitting and wishing while doing nothing. It's an active state of awareness where you hold clarity in your vision, align your emotions with that vision, and then take steps in the physical world that match your inner alignment. The quantum field responds when your thoughts, feelings, and actions tell the same story. If one of them is out of sync, the signal is weak, but when they harmonize, the signal is powerful. So the essence of quantum manifestation is not outside of you, it's within you, waiting to be activated. Every thought, every feeling, every choice is part of what you're broadcasting. The more consciously you choose those broadcasts, the more intentionally you shape what the universe sends back. And once you grasp this, you'll realize that you are not just a passive observer of reality, you are an active creator of it. When we look deeper into the process of manifestation, it becomes clear that the real power emerges when the mind and the heart are working together as one. Most people either think only from the mind or only from the heart, but true creation requires both. The mind is where intention begins. It is where you form the image of what you want, where you define your desires and visualize your future. But the mind alone is not enough, because thoughts without emotional energy are like empty signals that fade before they can make an impact. The heart, on the other hand, is where emotion lives. It generates the feeling that gives those thoughts life, a vibration so strong it reaches beyond your body into the quantum field. When your mind holds an intention but your heart feels something else, you are sending out mixed signals. For example, you may think, I want love, but inside you are still carrying fear of rejection. You may think, I deserve abundance, but in your heart you feel unworthy. This conflict between the mental signal and the emotional vibration weakens the energy you're sending. The universe doesn't respond to what you think once in a while. It responds to the energy you consistently hold, and the heart's energy is always louder than the mind's quiet whispers. That's why alignment between the two is essential. Neuroscience and psychology both confirm this idea in their own ways. Your thoughts create patterns in the brain, but emotions amplify those patterns into habits, into states of being. If you visualize something, but feel doubt or fear, the brain receives mixed messages, and the body remains stuck in old survival states. But when you think of something you desire, and allow yourself to feel it as though it's already here, the brain rewires itself to accept this as truth, and the heart generates a frequency that vibrates with certainty. The combination of thought and emotion creates coherence, and coherence is what communicates most clearly with the quantum field. Imagine your mind as the map, and your heart as the fuel. The map tells you where you want to go, but without fuel, you will never move forward. At the same time, fuel without a map burns aimlessly, leading nowhere. Only when you put them together, the vision of the mind and the energy of the heart, can you truly move toward the reality you want. This is what it means when we say, the mind and heart must be in sync. It is not about wishing with your head or begging with your heart. It is about consciously choosing thoughts and intentionally generating emotions that match those thoughts until both flow in harmony. When you reach that state, you stop feeling like you are forcing things to happen. Instead, you naturally begin to act in ways that align with your vision. Opportunities seem to appear at the right time. People with the right energy cross your path, and you feel guided, as if the universe is in conversation with you. This is not coincidence, it is coherence. It is your inner world syncing with the larger field, and that synchronization is what pulls possibilities into reality. So if you want to understand quantum manifestation at its deepest level, realize that the true magic begins not just in thinking differently but in feeling differently. Let your mind set the direction, let your heart amplify the energy, and together they will create the harmony that allows manifestation to take form. One of the most overlooked yet powerful aspects of quantum manifestation is the science behind belief. People often dismiss belief as something soft, something imaginary, but in reality, belief is a neurological and energetic program that decides how far you can go. Every thought you repeat becomes a signal in the brain, and the more you repeat it, the stronger that signal becomes. This process is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated focus and experience. What this means is simple. The beliefs you hold are not fixed truths. They are patterns that your mind has learned, and those patterns can be unlearned or rewritten. Think for a moment about the beliefs you carry. If you believe you are not enough, your brain filters reality to show you proof of that belief. If you believe love is painful, your nervous system prepares for disappointment even before it happens. Belief is like a lens. It shapes what you notice, how you feel, and what you attract. The universe is responding to the energy you radiate, and your energy is formed by what you truly believe. This is why some people work so hard but see no results, while others seem to attract opportunities effortlessly. It's not just action that makes the difference, it is belief directing that action. Psychology tells us that the subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. When you visualize something vividly and pair it with emotion, your subconscious begins to accept it as true. Over time, this becomes a belief, and once it is a belief, your thoughts, behaviors, and energy align with it naturally. This is where manifestation truly gains power. You're no longer just wishing, you're embodying. Your belief tells the quantum field, this is who I am, this is what I accept, and reality organizes itself to reflect that acceptance back to you. Belief also carries frequency. When you believe deeply, your emotions stabilize. Doubt creates noise, but belief creates clarity. Imagine sending out a radio signal. If your belief is shaky, the signal is weak and static-filled. But when your belief is firm, the signal is strong and clean. The universe is always listening, and it picks up the clearest signals first. This is why belief becomes the engine of manifestation. Without it, your intentions remain thin ideas floating in your mind. With it, they become undeniable instructions written into your energy field. It's important to remember that belief does not mean blind hope. It is not about pretending everything is perfect. Belief means choosing to trust in the possibility you desire, even before you see evidence of it. It means training your brain and body to act as though it is already true. Athletes use this technique before championships. They visualize themselves winning until their body feels the victory. That repeated rehearsal builds belief, and belief builds reality. You can apply the same principle to love, to success, to healing, to any area of life where you seek change. When belief is aligned with intention and emotion, you begin to step into coherence. Your mind holds the vision, your heart amplifies the feeling, and your belief holds it steady long enough for the quantum field to reflect it back. Doubt will always try to creep in, but every time you return to your vision and strengthen the feeling of already having it, you reinforce the neural pathways of belief. Over time, it stops feeling like a practice and starts feeling like your natural state. That is why belief is not optional, it is the foundation. Without belief, thoughts collapse and emotions scatter. With belief, everything you imagine gains structure, direction, and power. Belief is the bridge between possibility and reality. If thoughts are the blueprint of manifestation, then emotions are the force that breathes life into that blueprint. A thought on its own is like a seed. It carries the potential of something incredible, but without water and sunlight, it will never grow. Emotions are that water and sunlight. They are the energy that makes a thought expand, vibrate, and resonate strongly enough to reach into the quantum field. This is why so many people struggle when they say affirmations or visualize goals without truly feeling them. They are speaking words but radiating no energy. The universe does not respond to empty words, it responds to the frequency behind them. When you feel gratitude, joy, love, or excitement, your body generates a high-frequency state. These states do not just affect your mood, they affect your biology and the electromagnetic field you radiate outward. Studies in heart-brain coherence have shown that emotions like appreciation and love create harmony in your nervous system, balance your hormones, and expand the electromagnetic field around your body. In other words, when you feel elevated emotions, you are literally broadcasting a clearer, stronger signal into the quantum field. That signal is what draws experiences that match your vibration. On the other hand, when you feel fear, anger, or doubt, the energy you project is low and chaotic. It is not that you are being punished for feeling negative emotions, it's simply that those frequencies resonate with experiences that reinforce them. If you dwell in worry, you will notice more reasons to worry. If you hold on to lack, you will attract experiences that mirror scarcity. The quantum field is neutral. It reflects back the energy you sustain most often. This is why emotion becomes the driving frequency. Consider the power of gratitude. Gratitude is not just saying thank you when something good happens. Gratitude is a state of already receiving, of feeling as though your desire is here now. When you practice genuine gratitude, your heart radiates a signal of abundance, and the universe responds by amplifying that state with more experiences to be grateful for. Love works the same way. When you embody love, not just seeking it from outside but generating it from within, you become a magnet for loving people and connections. The emotion itself shapes the reality you experience. Emotions are also what convince the subconscious mind that a vision is real. A thought without emotion is easily dismissed, but a thought paired with strong feeling is recorded in the nervous system as a lived experience. That is why athletes, performers, and even successful entrepreneurs rehearse not only with their mind but with their emotions. They see the victory and they feel it. That emotional rehearsal imprints the experience as though it has already happened, and the body begins to live in the reality of the future before it arrives. This is the art of aligning with manifestation. It is not enough to think, I want this. You must feel as though it is already true. That feeling becomes your state of being, and your state of being is what creates continuity in your energy. Even when the outer world has not yet changed, your inner world begins to vibrate with the reality you desire, and that vibration is what pulls it closer. So while the mind gives you clarity of vision, it is emotion that determines the strength of your signal. The stronger and higher the frequency of your emotion, the faster and clearer the response from the universe. That is why manifestation is not just a mental practice, but an emotional one. If you can master your emotions, you can master your energy. And when you master your energy, you master what reality reflects back to you. Visualization is often misunderstood as a simple act of daydreaming, but in truth, it is one of the most powerful tools of quantum manifestation, because it allows you to step into the version of reality you desire before it physically arrives. When you close your eyes and imagine a future with enough clarity and emotion, your brain and nervous system do not recognize the difference between what is imagined and what is real. This is not just philosophy. Neuroscience has shown that the same neural circuits light up whether you are living an experience or vividly imagining it. That means visualization is not just fantasy, it is rehearsal. It is training your mind and body to exist in a new state. When you visualize with detail, you are giving your mind the blueprint of where you want to go. But when you pair that visualization with feeling, you transform the image into an energetic signal. Think of it this way. The thought creates the picture, but the emotion gives it color, texture, and depth. Without emotion, visualization can remain weak. But with it, the picture becomes so alive that your entire being resonates with the reality you are calling in. The key is not to visualize something as though it might happen one day, but to embody it as though it is happening now. The more present and real it feels in your body, the stronger the message you send into the quantum field. Energy alignment is what makes visualization effective. If you visualize wealth but feel lack, your energy remains misaligned. If you visualize love but feel unworthy, the signal is unclear. The purpose of visualization is not only to see the future, but to align your state with that future. When your thoughts, emotions, and body agree, you enter into coherence, and coherence is what the universe responds to most clearly. This is why some people visualize endlessly but see no results. They are holding the image in the mind, but not embodying the emotion or aligning their actions with the vision. Practical alignment is just as important as mental imagery. If you visualize health but continue to treat your body poorly, you are sending mixed signals. If you visualize success but constantly speak words of failure, you weaken the vibration. Energy alignment means that your actions, no matter how small, begin to reflect the reality you are imagining. Visualization builds the inner state, and alignment reinforces it through the outer choices you make every day. This combination tells the quantum field that you are not only imagining but preparing, not only desiring but embodying. When you hold your vision consistently, something remarkable happens. You begin to notice opportunities you would have ignored before. You attract people who resonate with your frequency. You feel nudged to take steps that once felt uncomfortable but now feel natural. This is not coincidence. It is the universe responding to the signal you are projecting. The more vividly you visualize, the more deeply you feel, and the more consistently you align, the faster the bridge forms between imagination and physical reality. Visualization is not about forcing the universe. It is about becoming so aligned with your desired outcome that it feels inevitable. You are not chasing it, you are embodying it. And when you embody it fully, the world outside has no choice but to rearrange itself in harmony with the energy you sustain within. The final and perhaps most transformative step in understanding quantum manifestation is learning the art of surrender and trust. For many people, this is the hardest part because we are conditioned to believe that control is the only way to achieve results. We plan, we force, we chase, and in that constant effort we create resistance. Manifestation is not about forcing reality into shape. It is about aligning with it so deeply that it flows to you naturally. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means releasing the tension of needing to control how and when things happen. It means trusting that once you have set the intention, felt it in your heart, believed it fully, and aligned with it energetically, the universe has already begun to move in your favor. When you try to control every detail, you are operating from fear, from lack, from doubt that it will truly come. This energy sends out signals of resistance, and resistance slows down manifestation. But when you surrender, you let go of that heaviness. You say to the universe, I have already created this in my inner world, and I trust that it is unfolding in the best way for me. That trust opens the space for synchronicities to appear, for timing to align, for opportunities you could never have planned to show up effortlessly. Trusting the process requires patience, and patience is an act of faith. In a world that constantly demands instant results, patience can feel uncomfortable, but it is a powerful frequency. Patience says, I know it's on its way and I don't need to rush it. That certainty keeps your vibration high while reality rearranges itself. Think of planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You water it, you nurture it, You let the sun do its work, and you trust that in time it will break through the soil. Manifestation works the same way. Surrender also means releasing attachment to a single outcome. Sometimes what we desire comes to us exactly as we imagined, but often it arrives in a form that is even better, even more aligned with our true path. When you demand that it must happen in a specific way, you limit the infinite possibilities the quantum field can offer. But when you remain open, you allow the universe to surprise you. That openness is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is understanding that your perspective is limited, but the field has access to all paths, all connections, all opportunities. Living in trust also changes how you experience the present. Instead of constantly looking forward and feeling anxious about what hasn't arrived, you begin to live in gratitude for what is here now. Gratitude itself is a magnet. It raises your frequency and attracts more reasons to be grateful. When you combine gratitude with trust, you are signaling to the universe that you are aligned, that you are ready, and that you are already abundant. This is the state where manifestation accelerates, because you are no longer chasing the future, you are embodying it in the present. The paradox of manifestation is that the less you cling, the more quickly things flow. The moment you release the weight of needing, the energy becomes lighter and more fluid. That is why surrender is not the end of manifestation, it is the completion. It is the point where your inner creation and the universe's response meet without resistance. And in that meeting, reality transforms in ways that feel both magical and inevitable.